Hey, Aaron, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
There we go. How's it going, man?
Good, yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I can hear. I can't see you.
Did I turn off the camera? Sorry, just press the. Hello? Yeah, should be
There
able
we
to
go.
see you. Got
How's
me?
it going?
Hey, bad. Good,
Oh,
yourself?
good,
Good.
man. Good. Staying out of trouble for now.
Yeah, that's
Um,
it.
but let's get into it, man. It works out a bit easier if we're 15 minutes earlier. Obviously a bit more convenient for you. But I know we had like a brief chat yesterday. So you're making chemicals in the mines, right? You're doing around 60 or so hours a week for
Yes,
the past
correct.
2 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And I think it was like more so the flexibility you're looking for. It's like just what hot
Yes.
days. You're making hot chemicals, more time at home,
Yes.
that sort of thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. Did I miss anything at all from there, or that's pretty much spot on?
That's pretty much spot on. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Sweet. Well, on your end, like what do you feel like you'd even like need help with like in specific to sort of like transition into the cybersecurity space?
Yeah. So, I haven't done a lot with computers and IT stuff. That's why I've never gone down this path before.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I have no idea what the course is going to be like, how intense it's going to be or whatever. But wanting to give it a try and see what happens and hope for the best, really. But yeah, any support that can, yeah, tips or
Uh,
pointers that I can.
yeah, absolutely. We don't want you hoping for the best and winging it because that could be trouble. With the course material, did you manage to go through like the brochure and the email sent over? Because that's got the curriculum in it.
Oh, okay. I went through all
So,
like all those videos and all that type of stuff that was on there,
did
all the
it
different.
not attach the brochure? Some people have been telling me that. I'm not sure if it just doesn't pop up or what's going on.
I don't know. That's all.
It might be, it might not be there, which is it's no stress if it's not. We'll run through it regardless. So with the flexibility, what's sort of like happening like within the in the current job to sort of look into something else? So I know you mentioned like what hot chemicals, hot days,
Yeah.
probably pretty tropical and warm, right?
Yeah. So it's yeah. Well, like today it was 44 degrees
Yeah.
outside, and making chemicals up to 90 degrees in
Mhm.
the fats and stuff like that. So that takes a toll on you, but long hours away from home. I'm usually doing. I start at 5 o'clock this morning,
Hmm.
so I'm doing 5 till 4,
Yeah.
or 6 till 4 most days. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, so you're doing pretty long hours. I think you said you had a little one as well, right? So it's
yes, yeah, I got a
being
two
home a
year
bit
old.
more.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Got it. What's it sort of like at the moment? Are you not home too much? Because I think you mentioned it was only like an hour of commuting each day, right?
Yes, yeah. So yeah. I mean, the best part at the moment is I do get to spend that little bit of time after work with her, and
Hmm.
then I'm in bed by you know 8 o'clock, 8:30, because I've got to be up again at 4:30 at the latest to get to work on time. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, I know it's just yeah, I'm not getting to spend that much time with her that I'd like to spend.
Mm.
Helping her, especially when she's starting school or something like that. She want to help with homework and that. I'd like to be able to provide that with her. So
Yeah, absolutely, man. No,
yeah,
I can definitely appreciate that. How long has that all like been going on for? Has that been like the whole time, like the past 2 years, or like how long
yeah.
has that actually been going on for?
Well, I've had the job almost 2 years now, and she's 2, so she turns 3 in August.
Hmm.
So basically, the whole time I've had the little one, that I've just had this job. I transitioned from a lot of other jobs. I've jumped around a lot, but now that I'm a family man, I want to try and stick to one thing and work through it. But yeah, this job just is taking its toll on me, and I just wanted to look at my other options and try and find a field that I can spend some more time at home and still make good amount of money. You know,
Yeah, of course, man. You said like taking a toll. Do you more so mean physically or like what the
physically,
sort of
yeah,
like
yeah, it's a very physically demanding job that I'm doing at
yeah.
the moment, man. I don't know how long I can keep it up for before my body gives in on me. So,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, I appreciate the honesty as well, man.
yeah.
That must be tough. So yeah, so that's pretty much the whole time. I guess like what's sort of like shifted now after like 2 years of sort of being in a job like that to kind of pull the pin or like sort of look into
I
something
mean,
else?
I was hoping for, I don't know, hard to explain. Like the last 2 years, and it's just slowly taking its toll. So it's I might get another 2 years out of my body before it decides, enough's
Mm,
enough or whatever else. But I just want to transition into something now, so I'm not blowing, you know, my body out of um, condition altogether. Like if I completely wreck myself at this job and then I've got nowhere to go from there. If I
mm,
find something better now, then I'm not putting myself through all of that stress and strain and potentially doing more harm over a long period of time. So yeah.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. Have you like seen anything? Like have you had like a few injuries or like anything pop up or?
Oh, just small minor things like I feel it in my back every day now. Doing
Mm,
this type of work, it's really um, giving me pain in places that I never thought I'd have to
yeah.
experience pain.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah, okay. That gives me a good idea. I guess so, like, so I can sort of see like the rationale, like besides like the flexibility and obviously like the physical aspect too, right? Like what's I guess like the main reason for even looking at a way to, sort of get like more flexibility and like less physical job like through cybersecurity rather than, maybe doubling down or like going into like a different job like within your current industry. Like the sort of,
yeah.
most people sort of do.
So, well, I've always had I don't know, an incline into wanting to do something with computers and online type of stuff.
Hmm.
So I do that, able to work at home and stuff like that. And I've just, I don't know, I've just seen lot more pop up on social media and all this type of stuff, and the opportunities that are now coming available. And I didn't realize how quick this industry is growing. And it seems like cybersecurity might be a good way to get into it. I do have a background in security myself. I did
Cool.
10 years as a security guard,
Cool.
um, and I don't know. I've always had that mentality of being able to help people and protect them in a physical way. But now I might be able to do it more, you know, online and stop, harm coming to them without putting myself at risk physically, I suppose.
Yeah, okay. So maybe even going into something you like enjoy a bit more like while you sort of change careers too.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And like in regards to that too, like before we kind of spoke, or I guess you saw the ads, were you doing out there, I guess like were you doing anything or like looking out there to sort of, I guess like sort of like see any other ways to get into cybersecurity or like different other careers or like what were you sort of looking into?
So just everyday browsing and stuff like that. Just different things keep popping up. Like I always see, like this, go into investing, or you can go into, online businesses and all this type of stuff. And yeah, just recently I'd seen an advert for the cybersecurity, and it was claiming that you don't need an IT background and to do this type of thing. So that kind of spoke to me because I'm like, well, I've never been a massive into IT, but I've always been around computers. It transitioned in my schooling. I was right at the start of computers during my schooling time, so
Hmm.
it's always been there, but I've never put a lot of time and effort into it because I've just been out in the workforce trying to make money,
Yeah.
and I never really thought it was possible that I could do it this way. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, once I've seen all these new adverts of not needing the skills straight up, that I can develop the skills over time and still earn money doing so instead of having to start from scratch and you know throwing
Okay.
everything away and just putting my hat in the ring. That's not
Yeah.
it's good that I can learn it while I'm still working and then transition across into a new career rather than trying to jump ship straight away and hope for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, winging it it could be problematic. What
Yeah.
was like sort of missing in those other things you looked into? I think you said what investing and something to do with business, a few different other things.
I mean, there's always a possibility of going down that route later on, but it's the upfront risk seems too much for me. Like I couldn't just um, throw everything at one thing, and yeah, I don't know. It was. cybersecurity for me, when I was reading it and went through and I seen the videos on it online, it seemed more viable for what I could do, and
Yeah.
yeah, something I think I could be quite good at, hopefully.
Yeah. When you say upfront risk, do you mean sort of like what, putting the life on pause to either go study or like drop everything to go into something new?
Yeah, yeah. So it's yeah pretty confronting just to try and drop everything and either full time study to get somewhere I need to be at in order to make decent money in those type of industries, or whether or
Yeah,
not
okay.
you know having that upfront cost, like investing and stuff like that, to try and um, to me it was too risky to you know put in my life savings. Like I've just started buying a house, so I had a bit of a net there. I didn't want to break into that just to try and start up something new when I had a lot of things coming this last year. Like last year, I bought a house, I
Yeah.
got married, um, yeah,
It's all
moved
happening.
my family to a new town, and it's just yeah, it's all been happening. So
Cool.
um, this year, I decided maybe we should concentrate on the career and make sure I can, um, you know, continue to provide for the family for years to come, rather than just yeah work my ass off in an industry where I could be, make it to the end of the year and I may not go any further. So I want to try and yeah help the family out long term rather than what's available right now to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like what I guess what would you feel like is I guess a specific like training or support like you feel you'd actually need to sort of get to that point where you can sort of provide more and obviously making more income with got the flexibility and when like not I guess like physically working in the sun like what
Yeah.
support would you need or pathway?
Um. Really, just somewhere to start. I don't know how to even attempt to yeah where to a starting platform is where I need to start. What I'd need to do, what skills I would need to be able to use in this role as in the security industry. Um, that's kind of where I need to be at. Like, where do I start? Just to give me a a starting point, somewhere to
Yeah.
kick off from. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. So what sort of having like a, I guess like a pathway as well, just like sort of
Yeah,
having the direction.
for sure. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. That gives me a good idea. With like a sort of like what we're aiming for, because it helps me sort of give like an idea to the sort of pathway we want, like which direction we're
yeah,
gonna go, the training, all that jazz. Like with the income, because I've never done the type of work you're doing, but in cybersecurity, starting salaries between like 90 but upwards to like the 110,000 range.
yeah.
Most
That's
people
more than what I'm
obviously,
earning now.
yeah, like
So
yeah, I
the
mean.
base, yeah,
Yeah, and I don't like, I mean, throwing around numbers just because people think they might walk into like a $400,000 salary the first year, which is, as you know, unrealistic. But,
unrealistic.
no, yeah, I mean, most people are progressing to, pay anywheres of like 160 to 250,000.
Yeah.
It's like in an industry like that, how far are you sort of wanting to progress?
I mean, having I seen on the video where they said in the next 5 years or so you can progress to a tier three or the high tier salary income. That would be amazing if I could see myself in 5 years time earning that type of money. I never thought that'd be possible.
Hmm.
I've always been a general labourer, basically just a shit kicker. So I didn't really I've never found an industry where they will progress me that further. I could spend 10 years in one job and still get no further than the new employee off the block. Whereas in this industry, it looks like I actually can progress further and you know make my living by yeah. If I could get to that point, that'd be amazing. But yeah,
Okay, got it. So like more that 250,000 dollar range when you mentioned the tiers threes.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Well, I got the tongue twisters today. You have to forgive me, man.
No,
Um,
that's right.
so with the job right now, like your current industry, because I'm not too familiar with it, like how far are you sort of like from that point?
So I've found in the industry I'm now, it's not explosive. So it's not like I can go off and find another mine or something like that that I can run or stuff like that. So in the last 2 years, I've literally got no further than the casuals that have walked in. Just last week, we had two casuals starting on the exact same starting salary as what I'm on now
Hmm.
in 2 years' time. So I've got all my skill set now in this industry that I'm working. I can run any of the jobs on site. Yet the kid that's just a 19-year-old that's just walked in and got a job is earning exactly the same amount of money as I am. I don't see that. You
Mm.
know, if I've got the skill set, it should be see um, or
Yeah.
progress further.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Well, let's say there's sort of like a way, like obviously we'll get the direction and like the pathway, so it's a lot more clear at the start for you. Like, what are
yeah,
we, I guess, like aiming for to be tangibly different? Like, what's, I guess, like the ideal job or the ideal criteria in terms of like flexibility, working hours. We've covered sort of salary, and then obviously, as we know, it's not as physical. But like, what are we, I guess, like tangibly aiming for?
so I mean, long-term job security is basically what I'm aiming for. So
Mm.
um, yeah, I know, like I said, physically my body's not going to give in on me doing this type of job. I've got flexibility, so I can be there for my family, and I've got a better salary than I ever thought possible if I can work my way through and get the skills needed to progress and get that type of money. Then that's a bonus on top. So yeah, long term job security basically is what I'm after.
Okay.
I'm over trying to find that new job or find something else that at least matches what I'm getting. It's constant turnover. I'm always looking for that next opportunity, but never manage to get um, yeah, a constant. Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. And how would things at like that point sort of like be like tangibly different, or like what would sort of have changed at that point?
So um, I don't know. I don't know. The difference there is all the jobs that I've had in the past. I've had to deal with um, you know, managers and all that type of stuff. And like I said, I've never really had an opportunity to better myself in those roles. So doing day in, day out, mundane stuff for a set salary that's never really increased or, gone anywhere. So I've never been able to get ahead in life.
Mm.
I've always been fighting to that next step and never managing to, progress. So I've always just kept going to the next job and hoping that would allow that next step. So I'm hoping that cybersecurity is my end goal, my final thing. I don't have to search anymore. I've got that security behind me, and I can just continue to get the income necessary to progress life rather than just
Mm.
constantly
Yeah.
fighting
What
for.
when yeah.
Yeah.
When you say sort of like get ahead, because it can mean different things for different people, and like obviously the security as well, like accomplishing that, like what would I guess like be tangibly different for you at that point, or how would that actually like I guess like change from how things are at the moment?
So like I said, even that base salary you're talking about, that is more
Mm.
than I've ever earned in any particular role in job. So if I'm earning that type of money, to me that is getting ahead. That's I can still live my means that I am now. I'm comfortable. I'm happy to stay in the same house. I don't want to up my means any. I just want that extra security of I'm going to have that extra money put aside for if we want to go on a holiday, or if I can actually start having a savings account that I can do those things for. I'm not looking to up my um, means like my status or anything like that. I'm happy where I am. I just want a job where I can earn enough to live comfortably and have a nest egg. Something that I
Absolutely,
can
man.
pass on to my children. I'm 33 years old, so I'm about halfway through my career now, and I have nothing to give. I want to be able to build up a nest egg and give to my family. So
Absolutely, man.
yeah,
And you like sort of like accomplishing that where you get to the point, obviously we're a lot more like secure, we've got the salary and you're able to provide, man, because that's what we're aiming for here. Like
yeah.
how would you sort of like feel at that point?
Ultimately, I've met my goal. That would be an end goal for me to be in a place where I can, yeah, earn enough to provide for the family for now and for the future, not just live day to day. check to paycheck. That's all I'm doing right now is literally paycheck to paycheck, and I'm not what I call getting ahead. I'm not getting any nest eggs put aside, and I'm not building up. So that is the ultimate goal. When I'm in a position where I'm earning enough money to put aside, and I'll be happy with that goal to be achieved if I can. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And with your, I guess like your more so like trajectory is sort of the word, like current industry and like trajectory with how we're going. How close do you feel like you actually are to getting that point? Like if we stuck in the sort of same job, same industry, maybe like, switch jobs like in the same industry with what you're doing now.
So with the chemical plant industry, like I'm where I
Hmm.
am, I can't see it progressing me any further than where I am now. Like there's not enough jobs out there in my industry to get to the point where I want need to be, which is why I'm looking to change careers and go for something that I can um, achieve that goal in the end, rather than
Absolutely.
yeah.
So like on the flip side, I guess with your sort of like current career, like what would actually I guess like happen on your end? Like if you stay in the job for the next say 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, like what would sort of happen then?
Well, nothing. I suppose there's nothing. There's going to be no change there. So if I'm there the next 2 weeks to get out my contract, then they just replace me with the next guy that comes along. Nothing changes for them. For me, I'm in a full time position. I'm in a full time job, which is great. This is more security than I've had in a long time. But if I were to change careers to cybersecurity and get into a position with a job, um, then yeah, I can let go of my full time employment to move on and achieve further goals. That's yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can be in, like I said, I can do this job for the next 2 3 years and nothing will change. But if I jump on now and change my career and start bettering self, then in the long
Yeah.
run, there's obviously
Absolutely. Because there's
yeah.
plenty of people I speak with which, usually they stick with their job and it doesn't, end up being like that bad for them. Like are you sort of like willing to settle for that?
I'm constantly looking for the next best thing. Um, I don't. I'm not much of a person to settle, especially if I'm not happy where I am, or if it doesn't take much for them to set me off in other jobs.
Yeah.
Um, it's now that I've got a family that I've gone. Doesn't really matter what happens at work. I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stay doing it. But yeah, I'm now looking for the future. I need to make sure it's going to be secure. I can't, the next couple of weeks go to work and then have a run in with one of the blokes at work and get fired. Then I'm nowhere. I'm going to lose the house. I'm going to lose everything. So
Yeah.
if I say in the next 6 months I can achieve where I need to be with you guys, then I don't have to worry about that at work. So I can go, look, I'll be out of here in 6 months. So I'll just do what I needed to at work to get by, and I'll concentrate on changing my career.
So time to make a change possibly.
Yeah,
Perfect,
yeah,
man. Perfect. Well, I don't know if you have a pen and paper handy. Some people don't own any paper or pen in the house. But if you want to write this down, this will um obviously like, help with understanding because based on
yeah,
everything, man, I do feel there's a way in terms of like where you are now with like the wanting the direction from 0 to 1. Because I mean, most of the people that we actually try and place into jobs, they come from not too much of a technical background. They
yeah,
obviously know how to use Facebook.
yeah.
That's sort of like the starting point.
Right.
But they've obviously got like a basic level of competency around, technology. They're not a 80-year-old that's just come out from under a rock.
Yeah.
But we'll run through everything. We have sort of three pillars just to make it like super simple and like easy to understand.
Okay.
So let me know when you're ready. I'll sort of run you through all
Yeah.
that and I'll write down on my side any questions you have.
No worries. I've got pen and paper ready here now, so
Sweet
I'm
man.
good to go.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so first one is
That's pretty straightforward. Yeah. No, it's good.
cool.
Yeah.
Sweet man. Do you feel like everything we sort of covered there, you feel like that's gonna potentially work?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, no, that
Perfect,
should be
man.
good. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, that's pretty much everything to cover, like with the layout and structure.
Yep.
I mean, how we sort of work, man, is like with the tuition. For this it's 7,950. Now, most people aren't paying that up front because if they do, they get obviously like the 500 off for the convenience. But most people are usually like breaking it down to around 75 a week through an installment.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Does that like fit in the budget at the moment, like with the 75 a week for you?
That'll be tight, but I reckon we can make it work. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it definitely wouldn't be able to go up front. But yeah, a payment plan would. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no
For
stress,
sure.
man. How would you like to proceed from here? I mean, I can run you through the application for that and sort of show you the breakdown on it. And then it's through our through our financing partner. And then if you get approved, it's all good. And then if not, we can go through possibly like an internal payment plan, which is a similar thing.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's proceed with that way.